Good morning. Today I am going to do something I haven't done for a little while, and I'm going to turn a bowl on my lathe. I haven't touched the lathe for probably 2 or 3 months now, so I'm probably a little bit out of practice, but the first step is going to be selecting a piece of wood. I have a outside deck box that I use to store logs because my shop is so filled with wood. Let's see what we have here. We have some, I think that's ligustrum. We got some dogwood, some more ligustrum. I think this is the piece right here I'm looking for, right there. That should do the trick very nicely. Okay, turn it off. This piece should do the trick just nicely. Let's see how it goes. I'll show you what I got in just a moment inside the shop. Alright, so let's take a look what we have here. I'm not really sure what it is, honestly. Let's see what the moisture level is in this right now. I'm going to try testing it in a couple different places. If I can get the cap off this damn thing. Alright, let's try right here. So that's 13%. Let's try it right here. That's 13%. So not exactly dry, but considering that it's been stored outdoors, I think it's plenty enough. So let's see what happens if I cut this thing in half. Alright, so I have it mounted to the lathe with a wood worm screw, and then I have a center attached for safety until I get it a little bit more round so that it won't jump around. Let's see what speed it goes. 20. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to flatten the bottom and then bring it around for a bowl shape. We'll see what happens. There's some wormholes and other ugliness, some cracks. Alright, I'm gonna take a small break. I am getting all of a sudden more catches than a baseball game. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I'm not much of a wood turner. I like to play around with it on occasion, but I hate wasting wood. This isn't looking too good all of a sudden. I mean, I got past the worst of it, and then all of a sudden I started getting catches right here. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'll take a break, and then maybe I will find my place again. Who knows, maybe I change over to this tool rest. Maybe switching back to a regular tool rest might do it better for me. We'll see. Alright, I returned it to this other tool rest, and we're going to continue trying to shape this into something. I don't mind shrinking it a little bit because this wall will be so low. So let's see what happens. I think I'm going to make another pass, maybe with the scraper. The end grain is pretty ugly here, so I might just do it at a slower rate and just hit it with the scraper again, even though I just sanded. Just see if I can clean up some of that ugliness. It's also not perfectly smooth, so let's just fart around with it some more. And I'm going to also put a tenon here for attaching it to the chuck. I have added a single coat of shellac for right now. I watch some guys who like to use shellac, and I'm going to try it out, see how it does. These guys love to do sanding sealer and then do shellac, but sanding sealer is just a thinner cut of shellac. So I'm just going to go with this and see what it does. Alright, I have put in 3 coats of shellac on the outside of this, and now what I'm going to do before I flip it over is I'm going to go ahead and sand it to probably 600 or maybe 1200 grit. Smooth it out, because you can feel how rough it is from the shellac. I'm basically going to buff out the roughness of the shellac, and then I'm going to wax the surface and then flip it over. So we've all seen this happen, so I'm not going to bore you to tears with that event. Next time you see it, we will have it flipped over and ready to rock and roll. Okay, I have the blank turned around, and I'm ready to start carving out the inside. Let's see how all this works. Look at the worm track that grew out of this. That's interesting. I'm almost wondering if that started here and just went all the way down to there. Does it come out the other side? No, it does not. We'll see how big that gets. It's probably going to disappear because, I got a lot more wall to get rid of. Well, that was fun. I didn't even really catch it. I guess I did. You can see where the catch hit right here. But it broke off the tenon, and now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Don't know. I guess I could use a Forstner bit and make a recess. I could just glue this back on, I gather, but I'm not sure if I like that idea terribly much. Or I could throw this whole thing in the trash, which I don't want to do it. I mean, it got this far. We'll see. We'll come back to it. All right, here's what I've decided to do. I was thinking of just super gluing this piece on. It's pretty well solid and it will fit nice and tightly, but I'm not really sure that that's the best solution. And now I'm thinking about it, it might actually still be the best solution. But then what I was also thinking is I have this other piece that is specifically made to be a glue-on tenon. What I could do is to sand this flat and then hot glue that tenon, this on, and then remove it when I'm done. You know what? I think I'm going to try the super glue solution first before I proceed with it. If this breaks again, then I'll go ahead and hot glue the tenon on. So, wish me luck. Alright, that looks like that might work as long as I don't get another catch. We'll just work with this with, as my mother-in-law used to say, angel fingers. It's nice and light cuts, and don't get too crazy with it. Let's see what happens. Alright, I was creating a lot of dust and not a lot of chips, so I decided to give myself a sharpen. I really didn't want to because it is supposed to freeze tonight, and I'm using a Tormek, which is a water-based wheel, which means now I have to store the wheel indoors tonight so it does not freeze, since my shop is not heated. So, but that's all right. What we do for our art is sometimes we just gotta suffer. So, next step is we're gonna continue hollowing out this bowl, and hopefully I will not foul it up too much. I want to get like a 1/4 inch thickness here, so, and then the 1/4 inch depth. So we'll proceed and hope for the best. I'm pretty pleased with the interior shape of this bowl, and I'm really liking the roughness of the outside. I didn't want to take too much more thickness off because you lose the this character in here. So I'm pretty pleased with this. I'm just going to sand it off camera and finish it just like I did the outside. And then we'll see what it looks like in the end. Okay, this bowl is completed, shellacked and waxed. I think it looks rather nice. It's amazing what a little bit of finish will do. And it was half the log. So while I was at it, I also made this one here. It's got a exposed wormhole still. Now this one's just waxed. And I think this one also came out very nice. Look at that beautiful spalting there. And what's weird is that these are two halves of the same log. And just not exactly house, but they kind of nest together perfectly. I think that's funny as heck. So anyways, so I'm going to see about giving these away. I wonder who would take these.
Whoa, I'll take them.
Good. Finally, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10. Good job.